What's up, dudes? It's Gaz. Welcome to the Warframe video. So today we're going to be going over some of the augment mods that were buffed in this hotfix that we got today. There was about 20 augment mods that were changed, guys, and I'll be going over the ones that I think are really worth using. They have been heavily buffed and either have gotten a huge quality of life change or just have been functionally changed altogether and are worth using. So let's quickly go over some of them that I think are worth using. So first off, we have the Total Eclipse mod for Mirage. This one got buffed in radius of the effect. So right now at base it's 15 meters without any mods on the build. You're going to be giving your entire team your third ability buff, the Eclipse. So with 190% range, that's 28.5 meter radius on our Total Eclipse buff, guys. And with the Eclipse buff, you can get, with this build, you get 480% damage increase, and that's given to your teammates as well. Additionally, you can give them damage reduction if you're in the dark. So this one has been changed in a really good way, and the range increase is making this really viable, guys. I would definitely recommend trying this one out. Not with this build. This build is just a meme right now. I don't even know why I put this build on the screen, but this is just like a random meme build. You definitely would want to throw some duration and efficiency on here so you can keep that buff going reliably. So maybe take those off and then mess with the stats a little bit more. Okay? So yeah, definitely try out Total Eclipse. Can highly recommend it. For like whatever mission you would bring Mirage to, you want to buff your teammates. Sometimes Mirage is very selfish, so I can understand if Mirage players don't really want to use this one. But me personally, I think it is very helpful for this mod specifically. Okay, let's go over the next one. So the next one we're going to be showing is Titanic Rumbler for Atlas. And the nice thing about this one is they actually buffed how much damage the Titanic Rumbler does. So now it gets triple damage, guys. So if you put a build together like this, the Rumbler with this build, 253% strength, it does 3,800 damage per punch, guys. So it's also got like almost 40,000 health. So yeah, if we summon that Rumbler, it's going to do some serious damage to unarmored enemies. So you get some unarmored Corpus right here, it's going to one-shot these level 50s, which is pretty nice for a summoned unit. Like, we're obviously doing nothing right now. We're just watching the Golem Punch stuff. You can press the button again to do a knockdown in an area for the Rumbler, which has a cooldown. And yeah, it just one-shot those anti-MOAs pretty easily. So 4,000 damage with that build. Not 4,000, but 3,800 damage with that build. Pretty close to 4,000. I'd say that's respectable. You only get one Golem, so I mean, it's up to you. I'd say it's worth using, at least trying out, because it's fun, but viability probably not really there. So another one I want to show you guys is the mod for Ash. Also, look, this is the new loadout screen right here. It was updated. Default loadout. Let's do this. I'm still getting used to this new UI. Okay, so the one for... Ash actually got 2 augments that got buffed. So I was trying out a support Ash build earlier today, guys, with Smoke Shadow. So Smoke Shadow also got its radius increased to the same radius of Total Eclipse. So it's 15 meters at base. This will make your teammates invisible if they're within your modded range. So with this build, we have, I think it's 17.25 meters, and our teammates are invisible for 10 seconds. So that's pretty nice. It's not like Octavia where your teammates have to be like teabagging to the beat to go invisible. As long as they are within 15 meters of you when you cast this ability, they'll be invisible. Like, they'll basically just be Ash for 10 seconds. If you can organize with the team, you'll have perma-invis teammates as long as they're not in nullifier bubbles. So that's going to be really nice. What I was going to be doing for this support build is I was going to have a decent range Smoke Shadow build, and I was going to run double Magus Repair. So I would like literally just be a support Ash. I could still use my like... If I put armor removal on here, like we were doing a Corpus mission, so I didn't need the Seeking Shuriken, but you could literally just like put Seeking Shuriken on here too. Then you're a great support. You can fully remove armor with this much power strength on the build, 144. You can also turn your teammates invisible. If you're running double Magus Repair, you can heal your teammates. I also had Vazarin on. I might still have Vazarin equipped. Nice Zenric on. Vazarin can be used in a Arbitration Excavation to heal the excavators. So yeah, this one actually worked out pretty well earlier today, guys. You do need a little bit of range, though. Most of the time, I'm modding my Ash for negative range. I see my normal Ash build has 58% range. The radius on this will get reduced by negative range. So if you're going to be doing a Smoke Shadow build, make sure you got at least neutral range. But let's go over Rising Storm here. This is the one that actually really is impactful. So this one, it's a mod for his 4th ability, the Blade Storm. And at base, it gives you 4 extra melee hits on your melee combo counter per hit by your clones. So if you didn't know how this ability works, basically you shoot out these shadow clones, they start stabbing the enemies. Those stabs will give you additional melee combo. And the cool thing about this one, guys, isn't say this in the mod, but power strength actually influences how many bonus hits you get from the shadow clones. So we have 170% power strength on this build. That gives us 6.8 melee hits per shadow clone attack. So the main problem with this setup is that the enemies are going to die too quickly in most situations for us to even get the ability off on them. So yeah, that's the problem I was running into earlier when I was running Rising Storm, is that like I'd be in a team setting and my teammates would just be like one-shotting everything, and I'd be trying to cast Blade Storm. But by the time I double tap Blade Storm on those enemies, they'd all be dead, and I couldn't build any combo. But let's just quickly show how fast this builds the combo. This is not a realistic situation, but I'm just going to show it. All these guys are marked by my Blade Storm. I now have 70 combo, 78 combo. Alright, I think it's done attacking. That was 100 melee hits right there, guys, on these enemies. This is 8 enemies. And now we can just get instant red crits with our Atarax. I was doing an arbitration earlier today with that support build I was talking about with Ashe, and I had Atarax damage for the arbitration. And we also had a 300% power strength Volt in the squad. Yeah, that was a fun time. I had like a 4x combo multiplier, and I was attacking at like light speeds. So yeah, but like I said, I was running into that problem where the enemies were dying too quickly, so I didn't find an enemy fast enough, I would drop my combo. So yeah, definitely give that one a shot if you like Ashe. The nice thing about Ashe's builds, for the most part, is that you only need a little bit of strength normally. I threw a little bit extra strength in here just to get more hits from this combo, increased combo hits. So up to you guys. You could definitely throw some more duration on here instead. You could throw some more efficiency. Actually, I already put efficiency on here. There's lots of options. You can also use Arcane Trickery, which does proc on his 4 to make you go invisible, even though he has an invisibility built in. Unfortunate thing about Ashe is that his invisibility is some of the lowest invisibility at base in the entire game. So we have 200% duration, and it's only 16 seconds, guys. So yeah, that's another really good one. Let's also go over the really, really big thing from this, guys, and that is the team buffing augments for Oberon, Saren. That is not Saren right there, game. You're not fooling me, that's where I know. I don't know how that happened. But basically here, I'm going to show you what this is, guys. So, this mod right here, Venom Dose. So there is we're going to get you some notes right here, actually. There are 5 different versions of this mod. They're like team buffing mods. I think Infusion is what the proper term is. So basically, you can buff your teammates and yourself, your weapons, and some exalted weapons. Mostly Excalibur's Umbra Blade, or whatever it's called, his exalted blade, and Mesa's Peacemaker 4. You can buff those with this. But basically, you hold down the button when you have this mod on for your first ability, and it will buff yourself and teammates now for increased damage. So for this build on Saren, I have 266% increased corrosive damage, or additional corrosive damage on my weapons. So if I proc Growing Power, I can get 316%. That's on my teammates as well. It's even on my cat. So my cat has 316% increased corrosive damage, guys. So yeah, it's really, really good. You can give that to your entire team. You can recast it at any time. For example, like there's one for Oberon. Oberon has one called Smite Infusion. That gives your entire team radiation damage. And if you didn't know this, radiation damage is what you want to use against Eidolons. So Oberon is probably going to be a lot more valuable in Eidolon fights now. He might actually like get Haro out of there. If Oberon can use his 2 properly, because the way this scales with power strength is really aggressive. It's basically 1% power strength equals 1% extra damage for this this setup. So let's quickly just show Oberon. I don't have a very good Oberon build, but it's actually no Forma, funny enough. But you could probably make it work, honestly. So this is my Eidolon build. So we could just take Phoenix Renewal off of here, and we could put Smite Infusion on there, which is ranked up. Okay, so that is going to be, we have 145% strength. So that's going to give us 245% additional radiation damage, which will work on our Lanka. It will also work on Chroma's Lanka. And you can even jam more power strength on here if you want to, guys. So now, now that we have radiation on here, we could... There's so many possibilities opened up to you. Now that you can you used to not be able to self-buff yourself with this. It really opens up some possibilities, guys. So for example, on Saren, we get additional corrosive damage by using this. If we were to use this augment mod, the Venom Dose, we could actually not mod our weapon for corrosive. So now we have viral and corrosive on our weapon if we use the this combination right here, which is really good. We usually cannot get corrosive and viral on the same weapon just because of how strong it is. I feel like DE doesn't put that on many setups. So yeah, now they can get viral proc and corrosive proc at the same time. So Saren also got another augment that got changed. It's called Contagion Cloud. I really was thinking that was going to be a good one, but it ended up not being very good. I'll quickly show that one to you guys. So the thing that changed on this one is they basically made it so it has more range and damage, and it can also proc from damage over time. The proccing from damage over time thing is nice, but even if you put a ton of power strength on this build, it's not going to really give you that much on the Toxin DOT. But the nice thing about this is that multiple Toxin clouds from like multiple deaths, they can stack on top of each other and give you some decent damage if you have like a huge area of Toxin like death and stuff. But yeah, I put a max range build on here, and it's been pretty nice for low level. It definitely is not anything crazy. I would say run Venom Dose over this one for the most part, but maybe in a Corpus mission I could see you using this one. And that is going to be basically it, guys. Most of the mods were good here. I actually made a quick list of ones I don't think are good. So either like the ability it's modding or augmenting is just bad in general, and like the augment's not going to save it, or what the augment does is so unnecessary for the frame that it's not even worth considering. So for example, Explosive Ledgerman for Mirage. I actually have tried that mod out in the past for fun, and like at really, really low levels, exploding ammo on enemies to kill them can work, but you're never going to seriously use that mod. I mean, at least I couldn't find any reason to do that. Muzzle Flash for Mesa, it's actually a really cool idea, but you don't really need CC on Mesa because Mesa just kills everything, and her damage scales really well for like sorties and stuff, so I didn't see any use for that one. You could just put some more duration or something in that slot. Tidal Impunity for Hydroid, I actually have used that before for Eidolons just to see how it would work. It's not worth bringing Hydroid to an Eidolon fight for. It does prevent status effects, which is nice, but definitely not great. Furious Javelin, I don't think that's worth putting on a build for Excalibur. Just use Chromatic Blade. Probably don't need to run both of those. Hysterical Assault for Valkyr. Yeah. I'd rather just use her for Eternal War and not worry about that. Target Fixation for Zephyr. No, I'm not doing that ever. Yeah, I'm never using that ability for what it's supposed to. You're supposed to land enemies with that? No. I get sick when I play Zephyr because of the way she falls. Like, her floaty passive really ruins it for me. Transistor Shield for Volt. Like, whatever, seriously. Like, I never use Volt for that. I'm sure some people might like that one. So that one has a little bit of potential, actually. Piercing Roar for Rhino lets you recast Roar. Recasting Roar is not very valuable, and I don't think it's really worth a slot at all. So, that's going to be it for today, guys. I will talk to you next time. Yeah, this will probably be some fun. I think the Saren one is going to be a staple on like ESO Saren builds. It will help your teammates kill stuff. We'll see if the Eidolon meta gets shook up at all with these mods getting buffed. One thing I was thinking about is that now that the Volt one is a lot easier to apply to your teammates, you can actually potentially, I haven't actually done the math on this to see if it actually would be good, you could fully remove the Eidolon's armor and use a pure electric Lanka. It might work. It might be good if you actually have Volt buffing you as well, because Volt will always be in an Eidolon fight, and maybe Oberon won't always be there, so it's going to be kind of a hard thing to test. But I'm thinking you're just going to stick with what you got right now. You mod for Radiation, and maybe you could throw on Oberon Smite and Fusion. Just Chroma should be able to one-shot anyway, but maybe a little bit of a little helping hand for people that don't have a super optimized setup. So yeah, hopefully you guys found this fun, and I will talk to you next time. Peace.